Hi again. Sorry, I had to pause it. Let's go ahead and continue.
Think we should first blow out the candle. Then we'll have something for tomorrow night.
But Father, you're supposed to let it burn itself out.
I'm sure that God understands shortages. Praised be thou, O Lord our God, who hast sustained us and permitted us to celebrate this joyous festival. He is about to blow out the candle when suddenly there's a crash of something falling below. They all freeze in horror, motionless. For a few seconds, there is complete silence. Mr. Franck slips off his shoes. The others noiselessly follow his example. Mr. Franck turns out a light near him. He motions to Peter to turn off the center lamp. Peter tries to reach it, realizes he cannot, and gets up on a chair. Just as he is touching the lamp, he loses his balance.
Oh no.
The chair goes out from under him. He falls. The iron lampshade crashes to the floor. There was a sound of feet below, running down the stairs.
So right as they were finishing their Hanukkah celebration, they heard a crash down below in the place of business. So this didn't happen in the annex. They heard this outside. And so they were trying to be as quiet as they could, turn off the lamps. And right as Peter misses the lamp, he falls and crashes. So there's this huge sound. And it turns out there was somebody downstairs because they can hear somebody running away from the sound that Peter made.
God Almighty! The only light left comes from the Hanukkah candle. Dussel comes from his room. Mr. Franck creeps over to the stairwell and stands listening. The dog is heard barking excitedly. Do you hear anything? No. I think they've gone.
It's the Green Police. They found us.
If they had, they wouldn't have left. They'd be up here by now.
I know it's the Green Police. They've gone to get help, that's all. They'll be back.
Or it may have been the Gestapo looking for papers. Or a thief looking for money.
We've got to do something. Quick, quick, before they come back.
There isn't anything to do. Just wait. Mr. Franck holds up his hand for them to be quiet. He is listening intently. There is complete silence as they all strain to hear any sound from below. Suddenly, Anne begins to sway. With a low cry, she falls to the floor in a faint. Mrs. Franck goes to her quickly, sitting beside her on the floor, and taking her in her arms.
So Anne fainted from the
Get
anxiety.
some water, please. Get some water.
Margot starts for the sink. No, no, no one's going to run water. If they found us, they found us. Get the water. Margot starts again for the sink. Mr. Franck getting a flashlight. I'm going down.
He's going to leave the annex.
Margot rushes to him, clinging to him. Anne struggles to consciousness.
No, Father, no. There may be someone there, waiting. It may be a trap.
This is Saturday. There is no way for us to know what has happened until Miep or Mr. Crawler comes on Monday morning. We cannot live with this uncertainty.
Don't go, Father. Hush, darling, hush.
Mr. Franck slips quietly out, down the steps, and out through the door below.
Margot, stay close to me.
Margot goes to her mother. Shush! Shush! Mrs. Franck whispers to Margot to get the water. Margot goes for it.
Pooty, where's our money? Get our money. I hear you can buy the Green Police off. So much ahead. Go upstairs, quick. Get the money.
Keep still.
Do you want to be dragged off to a concentration camp? Are you going to stand there and wait for them to come up and get you? Do something, I tell you.
Will you keep still? He goes over to the stairwell to listen. Peter goes to his mother, helping her up onto the sofa. There's a second of silence. Then Anne can stand it no longer.
Someone go after Father. Make Father come back.
I'll go. Haven't you done enough? He pushes Peter roughly away. In his anger against his father, Peter grabs a chair as if to hit him with it, then puts it down, burying his face in his hands. Mrs. Frank begins to pray softly.
So Mr. Van Daan is blaming Peter because he's the one that fell off the chair and made the loud sound.
Please, please, Mr. Van Daan, get Father.
Quiet, quiet! Anne is shocked into silence. Mrs. Frank pulls her closer, holding her protectively in her arms.
I lift up mine eyes unto the mountains, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
She stops as she hears someone coming. They all watch the door tensely. Mr. Frank comes quietly in. Anne rushes to him, holding him tight. It was a thief. That noise must have scared him away.
Thank God.
He took the cash box and the radio. He ran away in such a hurry that he didn't stop to shut the street door. It was swinging wide open. I think it would be good to have some light.
Are you sure it's all right?
The danger has passed. Margot goes to light the small lamp. Don't be so terrified, Anne. We're safe. Who says the danger has passed? Don't you realize we're in greater danger than ever? Mr. Dussel, will you be still?
Now someone knows that they're there.
Mr. Frank takes Anne back to the table, making her sit down with him, trying to calm her. Pointing to Peter. Thanks to this clumsy fool, there's someone now who knows we're up here. Someone now knows we're up here, hiding.
Someone knows we're here, yes. But who is the someone? A thief! A thief! You think a thief is going to go to the Green Police and say, I was robbing a place the other night and I heard a noise up over my head. You think a thief is going to do that?
Yes, I think he will.
You're crazy!
She stumbles back to her seat at the table. Peter follows protectively, pushing Dussel aside. I think someday he'll be caught, and then he'll make a bargain with the Green Police. If they'll let him off, he'll tell them where some Jews are hiding. He goes off into the bedroom. There is a second of appalled silence. He's right.
He is right.
Father, let's get out of here. We can't stay here now. Let's go.
Go where?
Yes, where?
Have we lost all faith, all courage? A moment ago, we thought that they'd come for us. We were sure it was the end. But it wasn't the end. We're alive. Safe. We thank thee, O Lord our God, that in thy infinite mercy thou hast again seen fit to spare us. He blows out the candle, then turns to Anne. Come on, Anne, the song. Let's have the song. He starts to sing. Anne finally starts falteringly to sing, as Mr. Frank urges her on. Her voice is hardly audible at first.
Oh Hanukkah, the sweet celebration. Around the feast we gather in complete jubilation. Happiest of seasons now is here. Many are the reasons for good cheer. Together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. So hear us rejoicing and merrily voicing the Hanukkah song that we sing. Oi! Hear us rejoicing and merrily voicing the Hanukkah song that we sing. The curtain falls.
And that concludes our first act of the play. Act 2, the tension is much more intense because now we know that there's somebody out there that does know that there's people in hiding. So that's a real danger. One of the other things I want to point out to you is how everybody reacted differently in that situation. Once they had heard the person running away downstairs. So Anne was worried about her father. Margot goes immediately to her mother and is clinging to her. Mrs. Van Daan is acting hysterical, like, get the money, go do this. Mr. Van Dan is kind of being mean to everybody, and Peter and Mr. Franck immediately try to go down to see who's there. Mr. Franck actually does go down, which could have been taking his own life into his hands. So the way they reacted really reveals a lot about our characters as people and what they're like. So that's a wrap for now. Make sure that you complete your assignment for today on your student work section. And we are getting close to finishing our play now. All right. Bye for now, guys.